Hello everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Joanna and welcome to this session. This is the third in my tummy toner and wake up core session. Now, as a creator and founder of WalkActive, I'm really passionate about helping you to get the most from your walking, and that's what WalkActive is all about. So these sessions are really complementary to the whole WalkActive system, and specifically what this series of tummy toners and wake up core area will do will help you with your hip lift, which means that you'll minimize the pressure on your knees and your hips. It's going to help you with your stride length, and importantly, it's actually going to obviously give you that cosmetic benefit of this area becoming firmer and trimmer and neater, so you get functional benefits as well as, making that area look a little bit better as well. So come on in as you make yourself at home. I'm delighted to have you with you. This is my live stream, which I'm doing obviously through lockdown number 2 here in the UK, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're well and I hope you're happy and healthy. All right. So for the session, you're just going to need you. I'm going to be barefoot, but you can be in trainers or whatever feels comfortable for you. We are going to need a chair because we're going to sit down towards the end and do some seated exercises, and a towel might be comfortable to have underneath your knees if you're a little bit sensitive in that area. Okay, we're going to start this session standing up. So if you're ready, come on over, and we're going to start with a few of my abdominal WalkActive J's. So what I'd like you to do is start with your feet hip distance apart, and we're really going to work through the whole abdominal area here, so creating length and strength and space, which means that the area becomes neater and allows all the joints to work properly as well. So we're going to start with our hands lightly interlinked by the actual belly button, and if you want extra help on this, I have a tutorial called the Abdominal J tutorial, which will help you as well. So what we're going to do from here is slight bend of the knee and just actually turn the ankles out, because that stops you gripping your bum and putting pressure on the lower spine. So hands are by my by my belly button, and I'm just going to draw the hands down almost like I'm scooping something, like an ice cream scoop, getting a scoop of ice cream out of that tub of ice cream. And at the bottom, I'm down by my pubic bone. I've drawn in the lower transverse muscle, and from there I'm now going to keep that lower transverse in and then lift all the way up to my sternum. So I create length between these two parts of my body. I then taper into the rib cage and then finish off with your global greeting. So my transverse muscle is coming in, my rectus is long, and then I've got my obliques coming down, so I'm nice and neat. So I'm going to keep that feeling of neatness for 10 counts here. Breathe for me. For 10 and for 9 and for 8, 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and release down. So as you release down, you should feel that actually maybe if things feels a little bit lower, feels maybe the actual abdominals come out a little bit, and we're going to do a second one. So turn the feet out slightly, and this is really deceptive. It really accumulates on you. But it's super good at making the abdominals to create that default movement, so they actually become longer and tauter the whole time. So level with the belly button, slight bend of the knees. As I scoop down, I draw that troublesome lower belly button area in. And then I'm going to get the length coming up. This is still drawn in. I've got length here. I wrap the shoulders down. I have a nice neatness here on the external obliques, the external ribs. And I'm going to finish off that global greeting. So I'm here for 10 and for 9 and 8. Feel how your flesh comes away from your clothes, so you're neat. I'm here for 7 and 6. Keep breathing for me. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. And as you release down, feel how everything comes a little bit more full. Maybe you fill your clothes. We're going to do 2 more like that. Okay, just check if you're feeling a little bit here that you're not bracing and clenching your bum, so your bum needs to stay soft here. All right, so ready with the third one, and slight bend of the knees. As I come down, I scoop. I've drawn in that lower abdominal area. Think about it. Even if you feel there's not much happening, then scoop up. So feel how you get more length. You grow taller. There's an improvement in your posture. There's more tautness through this area. Wrap the shoulders down. Neatness into that rib cage, so you're not splaying out with those ribs. You're really nice and neat. And then I finish with my global greeting. So this means that my internal obliques here keep nice and neat and long. So I'm neat with my body for 10 and for 9, drawing in, and 8, 7 and 6. Keep breathing for me. How you doing? You all right? 4 more, and 3 and 2 and 1. Release down. Good job. So you should start maybe to feel it accumulating a little bit. We're going to do 1 more, and then we're going to move on. Are you ready? Here we go. Knees slightly soft. Turn the ankles out. Stop you gripping with your bum. Here we go. So slight bend of the knee. Get that scoop, so you're really getting that J effect. At the bottom here, the transverse is in. Have a little think. Then pull in and up. So pulling away from my hand. Feel the distance grow between pubic bone and sternum. Relax the shoulders down. Nip into that rib cage, and you're there with your global greeting for 10 and for 9 and for 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing for me. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. And relax down. Good job. So you've still got lots of lovely space in your back. Now we're going to just release that. So we'll do a couple of roll downs. So again, feet hip distance apart. Take the arms above your head, and then just a little bend of the knees. Tuck the tailbone under so you've got a little bit of that length. Let the chin come down so you feel in this space. Distance between those 2 points. And then slowly just continue this lovely curl all the way down. And then heavy in the tailbone here. Now, just nod yes and no, and finish on the positive. And just check, take your hand, check that you can create a space here between your thighs and your belly buttons. So you're not really just sunk down here. You've got a little bit of abdominal contraction, a little bit of length, a bit of awareness. And then from here, bridge the fingers, heavy in the tailbone. We're going to come all the way up. Lift up, lift up, lift up, stretch up tall, and then take the arms wide. And then when they're wide, I'd like us to take 1 foot out. So this side of my body is long, this side is extended. Extend the arms, and I'm going to then bring this hand over here to my elbow. Now, I want elbow coming to knee, but the focus is rib to hip because that's where the obliques are lying. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. So I'm going to come in, and then I'm going to extend it out. Now try to get that leg as long as possible so we work into length and tautness rather than shortness and compression. Let's do that again. So I'm going to come in here and then going to extend it out. So go for quality of movement pattern. And again, 2 more, lovely people. Here we go. Tuck under, so a little bit of a lower belly drawing in, scooping, and extend. Breathe for me 1 more time. Breathe in. Good. And extend out. Now take the feet back together. Give me that 1 abdominal J so you get everything symmetrical. Here we go. So bend the knees, scoop down. The lower transverse comes in. Now get that length all the way between the pubic bone and sternum. So important, especially if you've been sitting down a lot of compression. Get that length, get that tautness, shoulders down. Taper into the rib cage. Here you are with that global greeting. So we keep that length here. So we're there for 10 with the 9. Feel how your flesh comes away from your clothes. You're neat with your body. 7 and 6. This is brilliant for your posture. Brilliant to stimulate this area to come flatter and leaner and more trim. And we're doing 3 more and 2 more. Keep the space here in the back. 2 and 1 and release down. Good. Take the feet slightly out. Get ready to roll down. Here we go. Deep breath in. Stretch up tall. Bend those knees. Chin comes down. Now before we go anywhere, check the distance here. Good. Now we're going to roll it all the way down. So all the time we're being mindful of this area. Nod yes. Nod no. Finish on a positive. Lift up to the backs of the legs. Check, have you got space here? Heavy in that tailbone. We're coming all the way up, lovely people. Tuck under. Really just explore. See how your body feels. At the top, the arms come wide, and we're going to do the other side. So take that leg out. Energize the hands. Bring that elbow in. Elbow is coming to knee, but the goodness happens from coming from this hip to that rib. That's where we want to really shorten those areas. Are we ready? Here we go. So tuck under and extend that leg long. Try to get as long as possible down that mat. So we get length and tautness and extend. Good. Keep the breath nice and smooth. Here we go. So as we tuck under, a little bit of scoop in the lower part of the spine and extend 1 more. And really take pride in how you move into the position as well as how you move out of it. Good job. Come back. Give me that abdominal J again. So hands here. Feel how it improves all the time, that lift. Scoop down. Leave the hand here if you feel nothing too much happening. Leave the hand here. Pull away from the fingertips. Draw up, 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 up. Good job. Relax those shoulders down. How are we doing that rib cage? Nice and neat here. Down to a V towards your pubic bone. Here's your global greeting. For 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And keep that feeling of lift. Just soften it a tad. Come to the end of your mat because we're going to roll down again. And this time we're going to come onto all 4. So here's my stretch up. Here's my knee bend. Tuck the tailbone under. Let the hands drift past your face. And again, keep this distance. So don't just slump here. Keep those abdominals long and taut because this will really help with your posture. And also importantly, give vital space for your internal organs. Now from here, nice and relaxing the shoulders. Bend the knees generously if that feels good for you. Walk the hands out. I'm going to come onto all 4s. 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Now from this position, just come so you feel a little bit of stretch. Tuck your toes underneath you. So Get a little bit of action happening in the toe mounts here. So important to activate the whole feet. And from here, spread the fingers, and we're just going to do a little bit of a knee hover. So tuck the tailbone under, get the length here, and from here, press into the hands and just lift the knees off the floor. So that's nice and controlled. Keep everything nice and long. Okay, so but you're lengthening through the tailbone and scooping in that lower belly, holding it for 4 more, for 3 more, for 2 more, for 1 more. Ease it down, untuck the toes, and just shift your weight. So we'll do 3 more like that, okay? So tuck the toes under. I'm really keen to start to activate these feet because it really helps with the whole movement mechanics of the body. Okay, scoop under. Visualize pubic bone to belly button. That's where we want to really draw in. Ready, hover. So just lift up. Check also, you might just want to be aware of your elbows. So your elbow creases are pointing away from your body. They're not splaying into the midline of the body. Cover and control it down. Tuck the toes under. Shift your weight. How are we doing? All right. And then from here, 2 more. So tuck under. Get everything thinking about what you're trying to do. Even if nothing's much happening, visualize it in your mind. Think positively, think powerfully, everything that your body can do. So scoop under. Here we go. Lift. Hover, draw up, breathe for me, lift, lift, lift. Good, so a strong bit of stimulation for your upper body strength as well. And as you come down, respectfully lower the knees down, okay? Wriggle the feet side to side. And last one, here we go. Activate those toes underneath you. Think about energizing the heel pad away. Spread those fingers. Here we go. Lift up, lengthen through the tailbone. So you draw everything in for 4, 3, meet with your body, 2, just check there's distance also between the earlobes and shoulders, and slowly relax that down. Good job. Now just come back, either have your toes flat or tuck under, whatever you want to do just to stimulate your feet. I actually like activating the feet. I think it really helps with your stride and with your walking, but also everything in terms of your back length comes out of how you use your feet. So just release your ankles, release your ankles a little bit, but also roll the wrists, and then come back down here. And what I want us to do is on all fours, we're going to do a little bit of work more to the upper waistline. So your hands from an all four position, you can take one hand and place it directly underneath your head. Put the other one here behind your head. And we're just going to do some really nice back opening, but also using it to work into the core of the upper waistline. So rest the hand slightly on the head, and you're just going to open up a little bit, making sure the knees and the feet and hips are facing down, so you get a little bit of the opening of the upper body. Now from here, we're going to scoop under, so scoop the belly button in, think elbow to elbow. So really think about this area drawn in. Let's do that again. So we're going to come all the way out, open up a little bit, neatness in the rib, but we just get that opening, lovely mobility of the spine, but specifically also into the upper waistline. Touch. Good, nice deep breaths. And this is really good. Again, if you've been sitting down at your desk, keep those abdominals tucked under. And I also really like this exercise because we can become very stiff in the spine, and when we actually go out to walk with all good intentions, we can be so stiff in the spine we lose that ability to mobilize the spine. So this is a really good way to release that, and then actually when you start to put all of WalkActive into place, you are finding that you're actually toning your waistline and your abs quite considerably with every single time you take a walking stride. So that's cool. So come to the other side now. So from the front it's going to look like this. Are you ready? So we're just going to turn, open up again, just be curious, see how that feels for you today, and then ease back. So elbow to elbow, get that little bit of a scoop. So feel that you fire up those abdominals, okay? And maybe they're a little bit dormant today, but we just want to wake them up a tad. So as you come in here, think opposite rib to opposite hip bone. Scoop in, scoop the belly in. Just think about firing them up. Keep the breath smooth. And there may well be a part of the movement that feels a little bit easier than the other, but just have grace and respectfulness about how you can move the body. Just see how it feels today, nice and smooth. We've got one more here. Come up and scoop it under. Good job. And then come back. Okay, gorgeous people. So from here, moving on, hands are spread. And we're going to come into a hover again, but this time a little bit higher. And this is going to do a little bit more of connection from distance between ribs and hips to working for the whole of the core area. So start off as a little bit of a hover, but then probably come a little bit higher, maybe about 6 inches, 8 inches off the floor. So from here, one knee is just going to come in a little bit towards your elbow. And then you're going to ease that one back. So here's your hover again, you're still 6 inches off the floor. And then you're going to come up forward on the other side. So keep everything controlled. This is not a large movement, it's deceptive. And press, there's quite a lot of upper body stimulation here as well, but you're just drawing in the sides of the body. So it's neat in that area. It will help you with your hip lift, help you with actually your stride ultimately, because you'll be able to have more control in your core. And if you just want to notice here, you can take the foot off, but it's not really a large leg movement. And also I quite like the fact that you're just rolling onto the toes and come back. Can we do one more? These are quite challenging because you're just mobilizing into the feet as well. So important to help you with the correct foot action, which then helps with moving and using glute properly. So from here, gorgeous people, bend the knees, slowly come down. Ooh, those are pretty hard. Ease back, press the bottom back. Just piano the hands a little bit and then paint them down the mat. And from here, tuck your toes underneath you, and we're going to come into a forward hanging bend. So you can walk the hands in towards your feet, and then walk your feet in a bit. And generous bend, whatever feels good for you. From here, just nod yes and nod no, nod yes and nod no. Heavy in that tailbone, and very slowly get the length. Check you're not saying too much in communication here between the thighs and the bellies. Ease all the way up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Take the arms up nice and wide, and then we're going to finish off with a little block here on the chair. So if you used a towel, you can obviously have it between the knees. I'm going to show you sideways. So sit here, and what I'd like you to do is sitting up nice and tall. So again, you've got with your global greeting distance between the ribs and the hips, and you have your ankles underneath your knees lifting up tall. So here is your lovely length between these 2 points, and I now want you to imagine you've got a light on your pubic bone, and you're going to shine that pubic bone up almost to the top corner of your ceiling. Okay, so I've got my length here. And so it's a little bit like a letter C, all right? Now, the hand's going to be on the side of your chair, and all I'm going to ask you to do is come forward up onto your toes, and you're just going to gently lift one foot off, but you've got to be here in this C, and then come back down, okay? So we just start, just gently lift up, using the lower part of the abdominals as we lift up, and come down, and again, lift up, and come down. Now, if you want to progress it, scoop the abdominals in, both together. So we lift up and come down. So it's much more intense. Just adjust yourself whatever feels comfortable so you really get this area working. And lift up and come down. Good job. Have the hand here if you want to feel that you're not popping out of the belly. Lift up and down. Can we do 2 more? Really scoop under and lift up, 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 up. Stimulate that lower abdominal area. One more time. This is our last exercise. Lift up briefly and ease it down. Good job. Now come back, that lovely length. Stretch the arms up. Lift up nice and tall, and then you're just gently going to float them back here so we keep that length, and rest one hand on that opposite knee, and then just have a lovely lift up. So my feet and my knees and hips are facing forward, and then I'm just going to open up the torso. So work in the width of your body. I like to have one hand on the thigh, one hand on the chair here. So think of the width of your body from one elbow joint to the other. So it's this plane, lifting up tall, reaching around the body, breathe in. And then think about this kind of like a wet tea towel effect. You're trying to wring it out. So as I come around and lift, I meet with this area. Good job. And then take the arms again forward and we come to the opposite side. I'm just going to stretch it out, rest on the chair, whatever feels comfortable, and lift up. That's your first priority. And then rotate round. Visualize knees and hips and feet all facing forward. And then work on the width of your body, the breadth from elbow to elbow. So you really feel that you're open across the chest, you're neat in the waistline, but you've got that lower body being connected as well. So big deep breath in and breathe out. That's lovely. Good job, lovely people. Bring the feet underneath you, hover the hands of happiness, come up nice and steadily, and we're going to finish off with our abdominal J, so we can take forward this liftness, this tight, this tautness, all with us through the rest of the day. So please join me. Here we go. Draw in, scoop in, lift up. Feel how you're lighter with the body. Lift up out the pelvis. The shoulders are down. Taper into that rib cage. Keep that nice neatness there. And we're going to finish for 10 and for 9 and for 8, 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. That's great, and relax down. Great job. So as you relax down, just check it's not like, oh, thank God that's all over. Keep that lift, that lightness in the body, so you feel they have that element of a default effect with your abdominal J's. They're super effective. So lovely people, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream for our tummy toner and wake up core. Super quick and easy, very, very effective. It will totally complement your WalkActive to actually help with this area so you're not pressing down, compressing internal organs to get firmer and flatter, and really help with your stride as well. So gorgeous people. If you have found this interesting, please subscribe. Just check out my other videos in this series, and enjoy your WalkActive and the rest of the day. Take good care. Bye-bye.